Well, long before Kylie climbed the UK charts, before AC/DC rocked it in the US, and even before Peter Allen shook his maracas across the globe, the first Australian music act to hit the big time overseas was The Seekers.
Hey there, Georgie girl, swinging down the street so fancy free. Nobody you meet could ever see the loneliness there. All along the bay, all bound for morning town, many miles away.
Now your lips can erase the heartache I've known. Come with me to a world of our own. Though the carnival is over, I will love you till I die.
Oh, looks like I found my glasses.
I can hear Australia singing along. It's
I
like
love that
Follow
song
the
so
Bouncing
much.
Ball, or karaoke as they know it now. Well, they have sold 50 million records and have just re-released their Christmas album, and we're delighted to have the Seeker singer, Judith. Wow, listening to everybody sing along to those
Thank
songs, it was such a more gentle time, Judith, wasn't it?
Well, I guess that's true for the people from the 60s compared with what's happening now. But of course, there were so many styles of music back then. And the Seekers were very lucky to have our own style. It was a mix of all sorts of things. And we got our foot in the door amazingly, unexpectedly, because Tom Springfield wrote our songs initially. But in fact, the song that's well known to everybody, Morningtown Ride, that you were just playing, that's got new words in it for Morningtown Ride to Christmas on this new release,
Wow.
which everybody knows, of course, so well. And that's part of a whole collection of songs which were recorded only, 20 years ago probably. But we're very happy to have this out now. Universal have put it out with a whole new track on it, which is We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So it's bringing us right up to date, and I'm singing along again, yes. It's great fun, singing. Yeah, it's good fun.
And Jude, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Seekers were the first Australian group to score a #1 hit in the US and the UK with Georgie Girl. Is that right?
Oh, look, it's not quite accurate. We were the first ever anyone the first 3 #1s we had were our first 3 #1s. They were over in the UK, but it took everyone by surprise. Georgie Girl came a couple of years later.
Right.
That was, we'd really already hit the big time and made it big. And that was our first hit in America, #1 hit around the world. But, it was quite monumentous times, there's no doubt about it. And of course, the lovely thing is the songs are still so much loved today. They've stood the test of time, which is quite remarkable.
They certainly have.
They're
You had
amazing.
so much success and really massive megastars in the 60s. But even back then, you were still making your own clothes, weren't you?
Well, I had to because I had a weight problem, as many of the viewers would know. I had to work out what to do. Couldn't work out. I couldn't walk into a shop and make myself look slim. So
But
I
you
had to,
were
nip
slim.
my
What are you-
waist in and work out how to do
slim.
it.
What are you talking about? We're looking at you now. You're
Well, it
gorgeous.
depends which era. Thank you very much. It's very kind. I don't think I've got a weight problem now, that's for sure. But back then I had big problems, so I had to try to disguise it in any way I could. So I'm very thrilled that I had a way to do that because I could make my own clothes. Yeah, it's great.
In
It was
that
good for me
era-
too. People should do it.
You created all that success. These days, everybody becomes, an internet sensation. But you did it the good old-fashioned way. Great music, and you went to the people and you delivered. Performing today is so vastly different. What's your overview of what happens in the music world today?
Well, you see, I think the huge difference is that when we got to England, we were very much accepted on television straight away. So we didn't have a hit record at all. You know, in those days, they used to have a lot of live television where people could perform. And the Seekers were very, very fortunate. And we used to do club dates up and down the country, concert dates and things. We were on the Sunday night at the London Palladium within 6 weeks of arriving in England. So it was really England that put us on the map long before we had any hit records at all. And it was only after that that Tom Springfield then wrote I'll Never Find Another You. And that changed everything. But, you know, you can't, it's really hard with everybody trying, you know, they have all the talent contests on television now and even dancing contests, but to actually have people coming on and just singing a great song which people can get in their heads and have a great time with, that doesn't exist anymore. So I really urge everybody, you know, including Channel 10, everybody, you know, to just think, OK, we've got songs of praise on a Sunday, but what do we have for people? Unless it's Christmas. Of course, I'm hoping that the Seekers album, yeah, it'll find its niche because people just want to hear Christmas music.
Beautiful.
But it's Christmas or else it's religious music, but otherwise we're digging deep to be able to hear just a really nice song on TV.
Oh, you are preaching to the choir here, Judith. Hey, I was just going to ask you, the Seekers and you both perform to this day, but often separately, like in separate groups. Is it weird seeing your old band performing those songs? Do you get kind of nostalgic, or how does it feel?
Well, it's always been weird for me to not be doing it. Going back to when I very first had nervous exhaustion, which is, of course, 50 years ago, and I had to bow out because I was off stage. This was when we very first had a #1 hit, and I couldn't do it, so they put a girl in my group, in my place at that time for several weeks. And, of course, we had the New Seekers, you know, we had all sorts of formulations all through the years.
Yep.
So, yes, it's always weird. I kind of want to be 10 people at once because I love what the Seekers do. You know, it's part of me like it is everything else. I absolutely love it, and I'm so thrilled that the boys still love it as much as I do. But, you know, all of us want to do all the other things we have in our lives too, musically speaking, different styles of singing. So it's really important to be able to have the choices, and all of the four of us all had the choices available to us.
And you still catch up with the guys?
Yes, oh, absolutely. We're very much in touch, particularly with the release of these albums that have been coming out. We recently had the Golden Jubilee whole collection, like our whole concert has only just been released by Universal. So it's been a marvellous experience for having that, so people could really catch up with what we'd done on stage in the most recent tour that we did. So I guess that was when you were asking before about when did I last perform, and I think with you know, on stage, I think that would have been it when we were televised for that tour. Right. So, you know, it's not that long ago, but the fans are only just now able to get it. It's quite interesting how we really, you know, don't, everything's a little bit behind us because we do it, and then it, you know, finally comes out to the public.
Well, if you see Apple Guy again, Judith, tell him he's got my glasses.
Ah, of course. Yeah. Good point. You know, he told me the other day that he regretted because he got rid of all his old horn room glasses, and he really regretted doing it. So,
right.
There you go.
Oh, you are just delightful. The Seekers Christmas album, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, is out now, and it's available to download through iTunes. Or you can head to theseekers.com.au to buy a physical copy. That's the way to go. Judith Durham, you are just so sweet, so legendary. Thank you for joining us.